Hello, I'm an aerospace engineer and I have been doing web hosting and server business for the past 20 years on top of my regular job as an aerospace engineer. I believe important web hosting is quite essential for companies, especially if we think about the fact that now every company needs to have a website, and these websites are your digital footprint, not only in the digital world, but actually in the real world as well. If you think about it, almost everybody, every customer, every client takes a look at a company's website and makes a decision based upon that website itself. So, if your website is not functioning well, when someone visits your company's website and it's not working, it can cause that client or customer to leave it forever, and you may lose a very important sale or you may lose an important client. So, that being said, obviously the first important step is to have a good website design, and usually WordPress works quite well for that. But after that, you need to have a really good web hosting, something that really takes care of all the problems for you and to make sure that website is up, functional, and efficient at all times. First of all, make sure your web hosting has a control panel. Usually, there are two major control panels that you can find in the world. One is cPanel and one is Plesk. My personal recommendation of using both of them for many, many years, I would definitely say cPanel is the much better control panel that allows you to have more power, more control over your web hosting account, and more importantly, opening new email accounts, forwarding them, marking emails as spam, opening new FTP accounts, being able to install software to your web hosting account becomes quite easy with cPanel, and you can also see your logs and you can also see your performance as well. So it's pretty good to have if you really want to have full control over your web hosting account. Of course, your web hosting account should have good security because now, especially in the 21st century, the attacks like DDoS attacks and hacking attacks have become quite commonplace. Now almost everyone is attacking everyone, maybe for the thrill of it, some of it for commercial purposes, but at the end, you have to make sure that web hosting service is able to mitigate these attacks, whether it's a DDoS attack or whether it's a hacking attack. It should be secure enough so that your website is safe, secure, and functional at all times. Of course, in addition to that, it's very important to have a high performance in your website. Naturally, the performance of your website depends on the design of the website. It's not just the web hosting, obviously. But if web hosting is not good, if it's not supporting it with high performance servers, if it's not performing with high performance environments, then no matter how well your website is designed, your website may be slow. So you need to make sure that you have a web hosting that has high performance environment which allows your website to work at its peak. All of these together can make a huge difference in having a functional website which is also working fast, having high performance, and which is also secure against all attacks. And last but not least, when you do have a web hosting account, you need to make sure that you get support 24/7. That's quite important because if your website goes down and if you're opening tickets and waiting 24 hours, 48 hours for someone to respond, hoping that they will solve your problem, well, that's not gonna work for you. I'm sorry. You need to have a very fast, very responsive web hosting service that immediately contacts you and immediately takes steps to solve your problem, whatever it may be. And you know the biggest problem with web hosting companies, they have this tendency to say, this is out of our scope, we cannot help you with this, we're sorry, or we don't know what's wrong. Well, you need to have a web hosting company that really works with you, tries to find what the problem is. Even if it's some issue caused by the third-party software, even diagnosing that problem is very important so that you know which steps to take. You can at least go and contact the software company or the plugin and say, look, my web hosting company investigated this, they found the problem is your plugin, it's not possible to solve the problem using any server mitigation. So can you help us? So you need to have a web hosting support service that actually works with you, that actually tries to help you, that actually tries to diagnose the problem, even if it's not something related to the server, even if it's not something related to the web hosting account, shows you the way, shows you the path, guides you, and gets things done. So I'm sorry if you're looking for $1, $2 web hosting. That's okay if you have a small, tiny little blog or some hobby site that doesn't have commercial value. But if you are a company, if you have a company website, if you're a news website, if you are some sort of influencer website, e-commerce website, well, I'm sorry, but you need to have a good web hosting account that supports you, that's secure, that's functional, and that's efficient. This way, you can make sure that your company gets the best.